I am a proud pedophile sympathizer. Please,
Back yourself, Cassandra Mel from Australia. Bam, 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 bam. Doof, doof. Bam, 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 bam. Doof, doof.
I am confident that for the majority of people, if you actually listen to what I have to say, that we will find that even if we don't end up agreeing, that we will at least be able to find more common ground than you may initially expect.
Cassandra Mel. Cassandra Mel from The battle has begun. Since you are pro-pedophile and you believe the facts that you do, I tried relaying facts to you about what the map community is actually like. Yeah. Do you know what you called me? You called me delusional, and you called me a kitty diddler. Because I was pronouncing facts to you. And that most people, actually all of them who are pro-map community, are pro-contact and they like to sexually abuse children. And you have the audacity to call me a kitty diddler. Who the fuck are you, bitch? Well, the battle has begun. The fucking is here. It is here. Cassandra Mel.
So please, turn off your emotions. Turn off your anti-intellectualism. Turn off your knee-jerk disgust response. Let's have an honest conversation about minor attracting people.
So you want me to turn off my emotions, my stupidity, my lack of integrity, and you just want me to listen? Well, Mel, I was going to give you that chance. I honestly was. I was going to listen to what you have to say because not all of us are perfect. Some of us actually do overreact on some things. I know where you're coming from in that. But then, instead of, I don't know, listening to what I had to say, I wasn't coming at you in a harsh, negative, evil way. I was just replying some facts about what you were saying in this video. You decided in your mind that it would be great to start an argument with me. Yes. I don't know where the fuck that came from, Mel, but it is here. I'm here. For sure. For sure. And this is why people are hating you, Mel. It's because you do stupid shit like this. As you can see in this pic, she calls me a kitty diddler, and she's like, bye-bye, censorship, sticking up for pro-contact maps. You mean blah, 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 and then she keeps going off and off and off. She's not actually directly answering my questions. She's not trying to do anything, and it's just weird and awkward because this person has no idea what they're talking about.
Text that led to this tweet. I had been called a pedo sympathizer as an insult by a 100,000 subscriber YouTuber. And this was how I responded. How is pedo sympathizer an insult to you? Yeah, I have empathy and sympathy for people who have done nothing wrong, can't control their attractions, and are nevertheless demonized and spoken about with the most disgusting rhetoric. So yeah, I am a proud pedophile sympathizer. I first and foremost feel the need to specifically recognize that this is a somewhat poorly worded tweet that was typed out in the heat of the moment in the middle of an argument. This tweet got blown way the fuck out of proportion, with 48 comments and 56 quote tweets at the time of me writing this script, many of which have absurd amounts of likes. So now that we've gotten the context out of the way, and we're all on the same page about how we got up to this point, let us now talk about the contents of the tweet itself, and what it is that I'm trying to say. I talked at length about morality in my video about bestiality from yesterday. It is not essential viewing to understand.
Yes, apparently Vosh does stuff with his pet geckos. Yes. And Mel, Cassandra Mel, You decided to post that up there, as well as being a pedophile sympathizer. Yeah, this is not looking good for you at all. You're trying to, like, I don't even know what you're trying to do at this point. It's just like I have no empathy for you under any circumstances. Like, oh my god, dude. And then anybody who disagrees with you, they're kitty diddler, delusional, a Nazi furry, and they're probably something else. Who knows what I'm gonna be, Mel? Who knows? We're gonna have to watch and see.
Is the sexual attraction to children. No more, no less. Some people prefer to use the term MAP, or minor attracted people. This is for two main reasons. Firstly, the term MAP is just a more accurate and appropriate description of the phenomena. And secondly, because of the severely emotion-charged nature of the term pedophile. The term MAP is often employed to try to avoid eliciting the gut emotional response that conversations around pedophilia so often arouse. People have such a reactionary, knee-jerk response to hearing the word pedophile, so by using softer terminology, we can hopefully avoid the disgust response, and in theory, this can allow us to have more intellectual and appropriate conversations about the nature of minor attracted people and the paraphilia that they are afflicted by.
So the ones who are pushing the MAP community and saying this and that, we're the victims, da 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 da. I am telling you this, and I am telling everybody who is subscribed to me, that the ones who get the help who think that they're pedophiles, they go to the family doctor, they talk to a psychologist, they go to therapy, they do the stuff that they need to do, and then they find out by doing all this that they were never pedophiles to begin with. It was a mental disorder that they had, or they had an extremely fucked up childhood, and like there's a bunch of just shit that factor into this. Most of the time it's like some kind of mental disorder that they have. They were never pedophiles to begin with. They find it absolutely repulsing. They can't believe that they thought this of themselves, like a whole bunch of other shit too. So the ones who were pushing the MAP community, those are the ones who are the predators. Seriously. They have no remorse or consequence to what they're doing to children. In fact, in the MAP communities, I am telling you right now, the ones who are pro pedophile, the ones who do not have remorse for children under any circumstances, don't even see them as human beings. Yeah, they don't see them as human beings. They're pushing this MAP bullshit. They're trying to have it normalized. That's what they're doing. Pretty fucked up. And you're standing up and sticking up for them, saying that you're a pro pedophile supporter. And you're like yelling on the top of your lungs, technically on Twitter. Now your Twitter account's suspended. You call people Nazi furries and fucking kitty diddlers when they're trying to relay facts to you so you understand what the fuck is going on. You have no idea what this topic is about and how it's going to piss people off. I have no issues with somebody getting help for their mental health. I am full 100% for that. People do need help. People have breaks in their life. People fall mentally, and people need help sometimes. I have no issues with that. Go get the help you fucking need. That's what a family doctor is for. But your dumbass tries to pull it in the trans thing, being like, I'm so empathetic because I'm trans, and these people are marginalized, and they're victimized, and la 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 la. It's like, dude, you were sticking up for somebody who was pro-contact and who is a MAP. Nobody knows what a MAP is. It's minor attracted person. So this person's into little kids. And you have the audacity, the fucking nerve to call me a fucking kitty diddler? Are you fucking kidding me? You're the one sticking up for pedophiles. You even said that sexual assault was wrong towards kids. But then in the other sentence, you said that it could enrich the fucking child. Are you kidding me? We're gonna see that pretty soon in this video, guys. But like, holy fuck, dude. Like, no, this is not the fuck okay.
Child sex abuse is the actual actions of sexual assault on children. I and many others also consider the consumption of child sex abuse material, more commonly referred to as live-action child pornography, to count as a form of child sex abuse, as the creation of that content necessitates the sexual abuse and exploitation of children.
No fucking shit, Cassandra Mel. Fucking sick bitch.
Now that we have made this distinction clear, I shall now say this. Pedophiles do not hurt children. Child abusers do.
Pedophiles are child molesters. Yes, pedophiles are child molesters. The ones that get the help for their mental fucking shit that's going on, they were never pedophiles to begin with. They have a mental disorder and they actually find out they are not attracted to children under any circumstances. The ones that are pro-contact, the MAP community that you're supporting, are pedophiles and they are child molesters. They are one and the same, motherfucker. Go fuck yourself, you delusional ass, ugly ass, tranny ass, fucking loose, fucking butthole ass, fucking no pussy ass bitch. Go fuck yourself.
All advocating for the lowering or abolition of the age of consent. That is disgusting. Child sex abuse hurts children. Now, I know that there might be one person out there who might try to argue that it is possible for a sexual relationship with a child to have only positive outcomes, and I agree. It is technically possible that an adult could have sex with a child and the child be completely fine and have nothing but positive outcomes. It could conceivably enrich the child even.
Did you just hear what this lady just said? That child sex abuse can even enrich the child and this and that. No. There are some children who are not as traumatized as other children because they were sexually assaulted as minors, but they still have trauma. They still deal with PTSD, depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts along with anxiety. And yet, you're literally saying in the video that you're posted in that you were a fucking pedophile sympathizer. You're saying, no, it's immoral. They shouldn't be doing this. This is disgusting. I'm not advocating for the age of consent to be lowered, this and that. But now you're saying this? Yeah. Now you're saying this shit. And you had the audacity, the nerve, my lady Mel, to call me a kitty diddler. Well, take a good look in the mirror because I'm not the one fucking protecting pedophiles. I have no problem with people going in to talk about their mental health, to get help that they need to get help, and if that means they have to take medication, take the medication. You're going to feel better. Be a better you. If you need to talk to a psychiatrist or a therapist or get something for your mental health, do it. Do it. I have no issues with that. Do it. But when you literally just say what the shit you just fucking said, and then you wonder why somebody like Gage answers you back, and then you wonder why Cass Warfox did what he did, and why other people are straight up fucking coming in, putting you in your place, and then you get mad and say that they're unintelligent and that they have no idea what they're talking about and this and that, and you're the smartest one in the room and blah blah blah. No, you're the dumbest one in the room. You're the loudest and dumbest in the room. That's what it is. And you just said what you just fucking said. And you want respect and people to feel empathetic towards you because you're trans? No. You're sticking up for a community who is pro-contact, who have no remorse for children under any circumstances, have no empathy for what they did to that child. At all. That's who you're sticking up for. Go fuck yourself.
However, as I explained in more detail yesterday, I am a rule utilitarian. The technical possibility of sex with children to have only positive outcomes does not negate the fact that, as a rule, child sex abuse is one that causes harm and is immoral. So even in the 1 in a million case where CSA has positive outcomes, the act would still be considered a deeply immoral one. Because as a
So you have no empathy for children who are forever traumatized by being sexually abused. They don't suffer from PTSD or trauma. You just said it would enrich their lives. Now you're saying it's immoral. It's more than just immoral. There's forever trauma there. They can't have normal relationships, not even normal friendships. They can't have normal lives. They're untrusting. Some of them end up with bad drug addictions or alcohol addictions or even sex addictions. Some of them abstain from sex. They can't have a healthy sex life with their partner because it makes them feel sick every single time. Or they're so traumatized by that pain that every time they do try to have sex, it's painful. It is extremely painful for that person, man or woman. Or things trigger them like candles and incense and foods and places and even people. That never goes away, just to let you know. It never goes away. It never upsets. But here, you just said before, it could enrich the child even. What the fuck are you trying to fucking get away with? What are you actually trying to hide? Because you're the one who's sticking up for pedophiles online. That's what you're doing. And you're like screaming it on top of, like, it's like you're on the top of a fucking building and screaming it. Well, guess what? Some people heard and put you in your fucking place. Miss Cassandra Mel. We hear you. And we don't like you. Go fuck yourself.
is pedophilia bad? Because if a person acts on their pedophilic attractions, it causes harm to children, the most pure, sweet, and innocent and vulnerable members of our society. Pedophilia is bad. They are bad feelings to have. They are bad attractions to suffer from. But a pedophile is not a bad person for having those feelings. Pedophiles do not choose to be attracted to minors. It is not their fault. They did not ask for this. They cannot control their attractions. Pedophiles are not bad people. Someone is not a bad person just because they have these feelings. This does not affect their moral worth and their humanity. These are innocent people who have done nothing wrong. Non-offending pedophiles have done nothing wrong. They have hurt nobody, and they don't want to hurt people. The overwhelming majority of people afflicted by these attractions know that acting on them would be bad. Hence why
Ones that you were talking about right now actually go to their family doctors, talk to a therapist, talk to a psychiatrist, and get help. They actually feel huge amounts of guilt. They then soon realize that they were never pedophiles in their lives. It was because of their own fucked up scenario that happened to them when they were kids. That's what happens. And they don't scream it on top of their lungs, promoting it on fucking Twitter because they know it's wrong. They don't want to promote this. They're like, what is wrong with me? I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to get help because this is fucking sick. Turns out they had a mental disability. Not a mental one, but a mental disorder. There we go. A mental disorder to begin with. Or it's because of the abuse they faced when they were younger. That's what happened. And you know what? They get help. 100%. Go get the help that you need. And if you need to be on medication, go be on medication. There's nothing wrong with that. Go get help if you need help. The ones who you were sticking up for, the MAP community, all of them are pro contact. All of them have probably SA'd a kid or multiple kids or 200 to 400 kids who are trying to normalize this mental disorder. It shouldn't be normalized at all. Shouldn't be normalized at all. And here you are feeling empathetic for the MAP community. No, Stop normalizing it. It's sick. It's twisted. These people need to get, the ones who molest kids, they need to fuck off and just stop existing. That's what they need to do.
Many use terms like anti-contact to describe themselves. They know that sex with children hurts them. They are anti having sex with children, many of them very vocally. Minor attracted people don't want to hurt children. They are good people who just, through no fault of their own, have these attractions. These people need our love and our support. They need our help, not our hate. But most people are not willing to have that conversation. Online, in real life, damn near everywhere.
In real life, those people who you were saying are not abusive towards kids, don't want to hurt kids, don't want to harm kids, this and that. Yeah, that's true. You know what they do? 100% of the time, they go to a psychologist, they go to a therapist, they go ask for help, and they get the help. And 100% of the time, they find out they were never pedophiles to begin with. It was because they were abused. They were abused as a kid. They had fucking something very traumatic happen to them as a kid, right? Something very traumatizing happened to their minds or anything like that. Or it's a fucking mental disorder that they have. It's all of the above. So again, you're sticking up for a group who are pro contact, who don't care about the consequences, and who enjoy abusing kids. That's what you're sticking up for. I have no problems with you sticking up for mental health. Mental health does need to be talked about, especially with this topic. But what you're pushing, you sound dumb. You do. You haven't even researched the shit that needs to be researched. You have never taken down a pedophile and actually got into his deep, dark thoughts and how he actually thought about children and how he thought of them as objects to be used. Or how the fact that they got off on kids being severely abused. You have never seen that. So, yeah. Cassandra Mel. Guess this is your wake up call.
Scared is hate, and it truly breaks my heart. The rhetoric around pedophiles is so genuinely distressing to me. These poor innocent people have done nothing wrong, and yet people are constantly going on about their murder fantasies and saying all this horrible, disgusting, fucked up things that they want to do to these innocent people.
You just keep repeating yourself in this motherfucking video. Like, I'm getting fucking sick and tired of this shit. Like, the fuck. You just keep repeating yourself over and over again. Like, it's happened 5 times already. I've even had to repeat myself. You're not putting up anything, you're not doing anything, and you're just being a tart. You're being a loose ass tranny tart. Yes, you are. Jesse, what do you think? He might give his opportunity, but he's just laughing in the background at you, motherfucker.
I described myself as a proud pedophile sympathizer. I used this wording as it was in response to someone calling me a pedo sympathizer. But truth be told, this might not be the best wording, so to clarify, I have enormous amounts of sympathy for these poor innocent people who have done nothing wrong and then nevertheless demonized, dehumanized, denied their mere humanity, and are hated so incredibly much.
Demonized, hated so incredibly much. Do you wonder why they're hated so incredibly much? Is because they're pro contact and want to molest children. Yes, that is what the MAP community stands for. They don't stand up for getting help for your mental health. They stand up for pedophiles who are pro contact, who want to sexually molest children. Do you understand me, milady?
Ridiculous empathy for these people. I know what it is like to be hated for something you cannot control. Some people may take issue with this comparison, but as a transgender woman, I know what it feels like to be hated for something you cannot control.
So you're using the excuse of being trans to empathize with child molesters? That doesn't fit. A lot of people in the LGBTQ plus community and a bunch of other communities are against child molesters. They don't want the MAP community in their community at all. Like, at all. Under no circumstances do they want them a part of that community. They don't even want the MAP community to have their own fucking flag. Like, they hate MAPs. And you're sticking up for people who are pro contact who want to molest children. That is what you're doing, Cassandra Mel.
And to be explicitly clear, as I know I am talking to zero IQ, pea-brained people here, I am referring to non-offending pedophiles here. Any kitty diddlers can go fuck themselves as far as I care. And to clarify,
Everybody who has answered to Cassandra Mel. They are low IQ quality people. They are just dumb. They are so dumb. They don't understand the quality of fucking brilliance Cassandra Mel has. Oh yes. They don't understand the empathy. They don't understand the quality of life that she does. They don't understand the pain. Child molesters are the smartest people on earth. Cassandra Mel, you have opened my eyes, motherfucker.
go fuck themselves, I mean receive humanizing and caring rehabilitative justice. The endless slew of hate that pedophiles are subjected to, as well as just being disgusting, it also results in more children getting sexually assaulted. When pedophiles are oppressed like this, it causes them to repress their feelings, to bottle them up, until they eventually snap.
So, in order for all of us to understand what Cassandra Mel, we must understand that pedophiles, child molesters, are bottling up their feelings and are hiding them. When they can't seem to go to the family doctors and ask for help, even though the majority of them ask for help and go to a therapist and get the help that they need, and then they find out that they were never pedophiles at all, it was because due to the fact of a mixture of a mental shit that happened to them in their younger lives and like a mental disorder on top of trauma and a bunch of other shit. But yes, she is in my mouth. Her dick is in my mouth. That's what it is. I'm immersed. Oh my god, Cassandra Mel. You've opened my eyes. Nobody should go to a therapist and discuss their mental issues, even though you should go to a therapist and discuss your mental issues. Nobody should get help. They should be flaunting their child molestations, having their own flag, and ruining kids' lives. Yes. Cassandra Mel, I've opened my eyes. And I open.
Not only hurts innocent pedophiles, but it also creates a stigma that results in people not seeking help, and by extension, increased rates of child sex abuse. In many places, if a minor attracted person seeks help, they are put on watch lists and shit. This is fucked up, because it deters people who need help from seeking help, and as such, they don't, and as such, more kiddies get diddled.
They do seek help. They talk to their family doctors. And the reason why they are put on that list right away is so they don't do it. Most of the time, when they are getting help and they are seeing a therapist and they do what they need to do, they are not put on a watch list. They are only put on a watch list if they are making the fucking efforts to molest a child. Cassandra Mel. That's why they're put on a watch list. Like, come the fuck on, milady. Come on. Like, the fuck? Anybody could get help. Anybody. You live in Australia. You could get help. Canada. The US. It's gonna cost a lot of fucking money to get help, but people still get it. The fuck is wrong with you?
If you fight back against the stigma surrounding pedophilia, you help pedophiles to help themselves.
Have you looked at the research, Cassandra Mel? Because you are the smartest person in the world. Do what you do best. Save the world with your loose pussy. Your ass pussy. Do it well.
In turn, helping the children. If you post wood chipper memes, you are not saving the children. In fact, you are actively pushing for more child rape. Your pseudo-moralistic posturing hurts children. If you cared about protecting children, you would advocate for destigmatizing minor attracted people. So clearly, you don't actually give a single fuck about protecting children.
No, my lady, you don't give a fuck about children because you wouldn't be sticking up for pro-molestation pedophiles who are pro-contact, who have no regrets or remorse for what they do to children, and they probably have up to 200 to 400 victims that they have sexually molested. Yes. You are standing up for the MAP community. The MAP community does not stand for getting help for mental health. And the ones who are getting their mental health checked, the ones who are getting help, do not promote the MAP community because it shouldn't be normalized. The MAP community and pedophilia should not be normalized. Getting help for your mental health is 100% okay. Everybody agrees with that. Get help for yourself. Again, if you need medication, go take your medication. If you need to talk to a therapist, psychiatrist, go do that. Your family doctor will help you and go do that. But you, my lady, you with your fucking loose pussy, you keep standing up for pro-contact pedophiles. That is what you're doing, my lady.
All you care about is having a socially acceptable target that you can post death threats and murder fantasies about to fuel your sick, psychotic ego. Please go fuck yourselves, you horrible pieces of subhuman shit!
Don't you yell at me with your fucking loose ass pussy. Don't you call me a piece of human shit? How dare you? Cassandra Mel! Don't you dare do that to me! How dare you get fucking all emotional because you want to fucking support fucking child molesters, you sick tranny bitch.
Pedophiles are the most marginalized people in our society. Before you get angry at me for saying that, actually think about it. Because I can damn near guarantee that you don't actually disagree. Whether or not you may personally think their marginalization is deserved, you cannot deny that they are the group that by far experiences the most of it. Minor attracted people are the most marginalized, persecuted, and actively discriminated against people. Fact. Period.
We definitely know you want to get fact. Period. Cassandra Mel. And yeah, there's a reason why they're fucking discriminated against is because they molest children. Again, the ones who actually get the help and they find out that they're never pedophiles to begin with. It is what it is. They get the help. They're not on watch lists. The ones who are on the watch lists are the ones who have molested 200 to 400 children. Cassandra Mel. That is what it is. So I know you want to get fact by a bunch of fucking child molesters, but I'm here to tell you, you and your fucking loose ass pussy need to fucking realize that you're too old for fucking pedophiles to have a crush on you. So you need to fucking shut the fuck up, get your fucking research straight, and start fucking Googling shit.
Put your stretched man.
Yeah, with your stretched man pussy. You wanted an innie, you got a fucking outie, dude. Like, the fuck.
As the mature and rational thinker I am, let us now engage with some of the counter-arguments. Pedophiles are persecuted because they want to hurt people. Wrong! No, not true!
Yes! True! molest children because they get off on molesting children. That's who they get off on. The ones who get help get the help that they need. And they take medication if they need to. They don't need medication, they just talk to a therapist for a very long time and realize that they were never pedophiles to begin with. Cassandra Mel. So the ones who are in the MAP community, they are pro-contact, and they want to molest children. And you are here on YouTube and Twitter and other social media platforms protecting those child molesters. Was your pussy too loose for the pedo? Yes, your pussy was too loose for the pedo. Are you too stinky for the pedo? Yes, you are too stinky for the pedo. It is what it is, milady. It is what it is.
Most pedophiles do not in fact want to hurt people. They know that sex with minors is bad. You're full of shit, Cass. I've heard pedos going on about how kids can consent, and that kitty diddling is good actually, and how we should abolish the age of consent. These people do want to fuck kids, and they do want to cause hurt and harm. Okay, well, let's talk about this then, shall we?
Let's talk about this, Mel. Let's talk about how the fact that you should get a sugar daddy instead of going after pedophiles. Let's talk about that fact. Let's get off at the fact that you are literally standing up for child molesters who want to rape and abuse children who have probably 200 to 400 victims. That you get off on this. Because we all know you do, bitch. We all know you do. Why are you doing this? Because you want that fucking pedo dick in your loose ass pussy. That's what you want. You want it in your loose ass pussy. But they don't want you, do they, Cassandra Mel? No, because you're too old and you're sweaty and you're fucking hairy. Go get a sugar daddy, because then that pussy can be used properly.
I've popped my head in and looked at some of the interactions between some of these people, and you might hate me for saying this, but so much of it was unironically wholesome and genuinely heartwarming. These are not bad people. They just suffer from unfortunate attractions.
So let me get this straight. You went on a pro-pedophile forum and you thought it was magical? Oh my God, they communicate with each other so well. They're so open in each other's community. How can I hate them? Well, Cassandra Mel, what the fuck are you doing in a pro-pedophile fucking forum? Again, people who think that they're pedophiles, who go to their family doctors, talk to a therapist and a psychiatrist, get the help that they need, and they are 100% recovered and realize they were never pedophiles to begin with. End of fucking story. That's what they do. They don't go onto these forums. At all. At all. But you and your pussy decide to go onto these forums, check it out, and then realize, oh my God, they're helping each other. Oh my God, this is so great. They have each other. Motherfucker, you are just, what the fuck? Go get a sugar daddy where that pussy is actually used for a fucking purpose, okay? Go get that fucking surgery that you need. Because you are one ugly motherfucker. Inside and out. And don't yell at me for no fucking reason. Calling me a piece of human shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? You and your loose ass pussy.
They become acclimatized to the horny posting. It becomes normalized to them. They find themselves more comfortable with their attractions, and they become pro-pedophilia. Now, to be clear, when I say pro-pedophilia, I don't mean pro-CSA, although some do go on to become so accepting of themselves that they may sometimes delude themselves into that position, but
dilute themselves into that position. They're on a pro fucking child molesting forum. They molest kids themselves. They have CP. They fucking distribute CP to other maps. And they either have 200 to 400 victims. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're contradicting yourself this whole entire video that you have made. That you have literally made. And I have said more than once. The ones who fucking have a mental disorder get the help that they need, and they are 100% recovered after they get the help that they need. But no, you and your fucking child molesting, fucking daydreaming, loose ass bussy has to go onto these forums, try to fucking champion on these fucking child molesters and saying, oh, they're fucking innocent, nice people. Look what they do for each other. La la la. No, look what they do to fucking children. Like, oh no, do your research before you fucking speak, dumbass. That's what you can do. You and your loose ass fucking bussy and your fucking Audi that you wanted to be an innie can, like, go fuck yourself. Like, the fuck? What are you, what? Oh my god, you are just, oh my god, you're a walking contradiction. You're a walking contradiction, Mel. Cassandra Mel.
No, rather what I mean is that they no longer view pedophilia as a bad thing. I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, I don't want people to hate themselves for something they can't control, but on the other hand, if they become comfortable with their pedophilia, they are less likely to seek medical help and therapy. In the majority of situations, this is most likely not an issue. However, the more pedophiles are left untreated, the more likely that it is that one of them might snap and fuck up. And when pedophiles fuck up, that's kind of a big deal. Because, as established, child sex abuse is bad. Like, very, very bad, in fact.
have listened to the words of Cassandra. We have listened to this babbling bussy's words of wisdom, how she is smarter than everybody else, how she is more of an adult than anybody else, how she is brilliant with her views on child molesters, and how she gets butthurt because Gage, the loudmouth, responded to her video and pointed out fucking facts. Facts! I have a message for you, Cassandra Mel. The fucking is here. It is here.